Hi everyone, this is Elena of the Witches Box, and I'm here today with another episode of Witch Booktube. And today, we're going to be talking about Utterly Wicked by Dorothy Morrison. It's Hexes, Curses, and Other Unsavory Notions. This book you probably have seen making its appearances on social media, around our social media, because we included this book in the August 2020 Witches box, which was the Hex box. So if there's any more of those boxes available, the link to that will be down below because it's a good box and the book is fantastic, and the deep dive. So let me read the bio and then I'm going to go into the book. Dorothy Morrison is the award-winning author of numerous books on the ancient arts and their application to modern life. She lives a magical life near New Orleans with her husband Mark and their black lab Dixie, and you can visit her at dorothymorrison.com. That'll be down below as well. Okay, let me start with this. The reason why I chose this book and we chose this topic and this theme for the August box is because at the end of the day, I would hope that there is no theme or topic that we don't cover here at the Witches Box, number one. Number two, there are many people out there who subscribe to the Wiccan Read, which is, if it harm none, do as thou wilt. And that's all well and good, but not all witches are Wiccan, right? There are countless traditions out there, some who don't even call themselves witches, even though we would look at them from the outside and say those are witches, who definitely participate in hexing and cursing because magic was the tool of the people, and it was a way, and it is still a way, for us to address and deal with the day-to-day occurrences in our lives. And sometimes people felt the need to curse and to hex. This is not a dialogue that I want to open up in order to bash those that do or bash those that do not. But what it is, and what was intended with this box and this book and bringing it to this community, was to have not only the conversation, but to emphasize from me to you that whether or not you engage in hexing or cursing, you need to be educated on what it is. Avoiding it, not looking at it, dismissing it quickly is something that I see so often on social media and on the blog posts that I read and the articles that I read. People will immediately say, oh, hexing, oh no, I don't do that. And then they walk away when there is so much to understand and to learn there. And again, I will say it in every video, or as many videos as I remember to, and you're going to hear me say it over and over and over again over the course of our lives together on the Witches Box. An educated witch is an empowered witch. An educated witch is a powerful witch. You need to educate yourself. Just because it's uncomfortable, just because it's something that you don't subscribe to, does not mean that you're not going to benefit from understanding it. Educate yourself. And this book is so good. It's good because it's good for many reasons, but one of the reasons that I really loved this book from the beginning was that she doesn't equivocate. There's no apology. This is what it is. This is what she's writing about. And she goes right into the topic to give you as much information as possible without doing that song and dance that we all do of, I mean, if you need to hex and maybe if you, whatever, own what you do. She owns what she does. She wrote about it and she delivered a great book with incredible information. And what I think is an incredibly rich example of creating sympathetic magic, creating work and spells and rituals that, even if they're not hexes or curses, give you a wealth of information on being creative with the tools that you use and how you use them, helping you to think outside the box. We have so many books out there, too many books out there with like 1,001 spells or 80,000 spells or the next million spells, and they're just page after page after page of formula. But they become pretty similar after a while, right? This takes you beyond that, and I really appreciated the book for that. I'm going to look through the table of content to kind of give you point by point in terms of what she covers. But from the get-go, beyond the fact that she doesn't even apologize for the fact that this is what we're going to talk about, this is what she's going to be sharing with you, and this is what it is, you get educated. What's the difference between a hex, a curse? This is also through the lens of hoodoo and why this has been historically a tool for those who practice hoodoo, why this is a tool for those who practice other traditions. So you go into those basics and then it goes deep. Okay, so then one of the things that I loved about this book is an extensive exploration, or at least the most extensive exploration of working with graveyard dirt that I've read in any book in the last, I don't know how many years of being a witch at this point. This is probably the most extensive description, prescription, and application of using that tool that I have read ever. It's incredible. And just to have this with you in your arsenal, I think is an important thing. She also covers other tools like nails, thorns, bones. Those things are also covered, and how to use them for the sake of both hexing and cursing, but also for healing. There's a lot in here that isn't just about hexing and cursing. The other thing that she covers, because we always associate the work with poppets and the creation of poppets with curses and hexes, she gives us an alternative to creating a natural fibered doll. The alternative to that, she uses Barbie dolls. She doesn't use the word Barbie dolls. She calls them fashion dolls, but they're Barbie dolls. And when I listened to the book, I didn't read it the first time. I read it the second time. I was driving. I don't even know where I was driving. It was like a 2-hour drive, and I'm listening to her get into this chapter, and I thought, this is ingenious, because you've got a form doll, you've got hair, you've got a face, you've got a head that you can take off so that you can put things inside the plastic head. There are things that you can put inside the body. If you're going to do healing magic, different things that you would put inside the cavern of that plastic body to heal certain organs. It blew my mind. I've never worked with puppet dolls this way. I've never worked with Barbie dolls this way. It was just such a wider, expansive view of working with this tool. Everyone needs to read this chapter. Everyone needs to read this book, because, again, it gives you such a wider breadth of creativity in working your spells. It was brilliantly done. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Also, I want to back up really quick to talking about working with graveyard dirt. There's a lot in here about where you source your graveyard dirt, whether it's at the entrance, and what the intention and what the purpose and what the energetic function is of dirt that you gather at the entrance, as opposed to different actual grave sites. Working with the dead of that grave and that soil, because you're collecting soil from different people. So you would ask permission, you would connect with them. She will break down for you, if you collect dirt from the grave of, let's say, a witch practitioner, that soil would be used for specific spells. If you collect the graveyard soil of a murderer, that would be for a specific purpose. If you collect the graveyard soil of a child from birth to 10, that's a specific intention and specific purpose. The detail for that chapter, and it also, she weaves it throughout the course of the book, is exquisite and so informative. I can't say enough about this book. It's so good. The other thing that she goes into, obviously, yes, there's going to be a whole section on, if you have this need, this is a great spell for it. If you want this is a great spell for it. She has that. She also covers all the different other tools that can be used in hexing and cursing, and clearing paths, reversing hexes and curses, and how to do that for yourself, how to protect yourself from that. Definitely charm bags are covered. I don't even know what else to say. This is such a great book. I think that every witch should have it, whether or not you hex or curse. There is no judgment here on that. We are all adults. We're all responsible for the choices and actions that we take. So mine is to just give you as much information as possible, but I'm telling you that even if it's a choice that you know that you've already made for yourself, that this is not your path, this is not what you want to do, I would say that there's still so much to learn from this book. Be empowered, be educated, read it, learn it. The link to this book will be down below. So let me just go a little bit into that box. So we sent out something called the Hex Box, and there are 3 spells in that box for you to perform with the tools that you need to do those spells. And I created those spells in such a way where you are not actively hexing anyone. You can use those spells to hex people if you want to, but I've given you a path through the working so that it's not about harming anyone or impeding on anyone's will as much as it is about creating a open road for you, so to speak. The spells in that box will allow you room for your comfort level and for your tradition choices. So I just wanted to put that in there. Yeah, Utterly Wicked by Dorothy Morrison. Great job. Beautiful book. Get it. Get it. It's really, really good. And that's it. So the 2 books that we've reviewed, this one and The Magic of Food by Gwion Raven, were both books that came in the Witches box subscription. It's not common that I send books out for the Witches box, but every once in a while when something amazing comes through and it's on theme with what we're going to be covering for that month, I'll send out a book. So that's why some people have come up with questions like, well, wait, do you get books in the Witches box as well? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Okay, so that's it for today. Other announcements, anything that you need to know will be linked down below. Both of our subscriptions are available down below by link. We also have 2 digital versions of each of our physical subscriptions that you can check out as well. We are, I believe, I want to say this with like some serious confidence, I think that I'm back on track. We are on track. So this is probably what, the 3rd, maybe the 4th Booktube video going out. I think it's happening. So, yay! Tell me what you think down below. I would love to hear from all of you. Are you hexing? Are you not hexing? How do you make a choice to do that, to move forward with that? What is your modality of choice? I think that would be really lovely to hear, as well as what is your tradition. I think those are all really great pieces of information to get an understanding of the demographic out there and what everyone is doing. And let's have a discussion about it. And again, you can have a discussion about it here below the video, here on YouTube, or our free forum, which is on the website, thewitchesbox.com. There's a link to the forum up above on the menu bar. Check that out and join the conversation there. And that's free for those who just want to be part of a community and have deeper conversations. So that's it for today. I will see you next week. Take care of yourself.